Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking through my thought process and explaining why I am making all of the decisions that I am making in a ranked game of the finals. I'm solo queuing and I've got a medium teammate and a light teammate. Medium is using Healing Beam and AKM. They've also got gas mines on, which are like, okay, but mines in general are quite inconsistent. Then our light is using invisibility and XP54, as well as glitch grenades and something else, but I'm not too sure. I suppose you can find out when we're spectating them in-game at some point. Yeah, I think in this game there's going to be a lot of unnecessary fights, I think. But, you know, you'll see that as we get to it. So we're just going to go to the vault that's closest. You know, the new map is pretty straightforward, I would say. It's, like, a little bit confusing sometimes. Sometimes you have to, like, guess where a door is, but it's nowhere near as bad as Vegas. It's, like, pretty easy to learn. Like, I know if I go that way, there's a stairway, and I would be underneath the stairway. So I've already, like, learned this map, honestly, a little bit more than Vegas, even though Vegas has been out for way longer. Yeah, anyway, it's a cool-looking map for sure. So, opening Vault 1, and apparently there are enemies somewhere. A teammate has marked them, so if a teammate marks enemies, just be on the lookout. I grab the Vault, I just kind of want to go and put this into the cash out. Then I see it's by A, so we'd have to, like, go past the enemies. So, I say thanks, because my teammate heals me, I think. Yeah, I think they must have, that's probably why I said thanks. And I'm just going to put it into A. You always want to be the first one to put this first Vault into the cash out. You want it to go in first because you're competing against the team that you're fighting here, but you're also competing against the other two teams on the opposite side of the map, right? We do get it in first, but there's not much of a time difference, so it doesn't super matter. You just don't really want to put it in later, especially if it's like a lot later. So there's one enemy here. I kind of have to eliminate them if I want to go res my teammates, which is what I'm trying to do. I can't just run past them, right? Because they'll just kill me. So I didn't really want to fight there, but sometimes you have to take those fights so that you can res your teammates. I defibrillate. There is a heavy here. I get blown up. They are on 1 HP. So this is one of those situations where just having comms and, you know, not solo queuing would be very, very, very valuable. Because if I told my light there that that heavy was 1 HP, they would have taken them out. 2 enemies would have been dead on the enemy team, and they most likely would have just rezzed us as well. So, you know, having comms can be quite valuable, especially if you're just, like, with a team that's all coordinated and stuff. And this is just one of the issues with solo queuing. Really, I know a lot of people want some type of thing where if you're solo queuing, you get paired with other people that are also solo queuing. I'm not too bothered about it. Like, if I wanted to play with teammates, I could always just go find someone in the Discord, you know? Anyway, going back to Cash Out B, it's about halfway done. I'm trying to go up and around because there's, like, pyro. There's fire in the doorway, right? So I'm just going around. Gonna throw this on the floor and chuck a frag grenade to blow this hole in the roof. So I'm gonna be able to look down once the fire goes away. I really didn't think the fire would get me there, but it did, so I'm on fire now. Other teammates kind of downstairs, but I'm going to stick with this teammate up here because I think this is a good position. Gonna try and chuck some frag grenades in. Teammates, though, just heal him. Healing Beam is super powerful. One of the best specializations in the game, akin to, like, invisibility and the mesh shield. Just, it's very powerful. Just heal your teammates when they're low. See a lot of people that put the Healing Beam on and they don't heal, right? You gotta heal if you have it on. I jumped down. I don't know why I jumped down. I think it's because the enemies went further away, and we don't have much time left on the cash out, that's why. I hear a bell, I hear the team wipe sound, I look in the top left, the team we're fighting was wiped, I go for the cash out, and we get it, and then it goes away, and we get the cash out. So very last second fight there. I think my teammates must have done pretty well. I got a couple of people low, I think, but I didn't get any kills, so my teammates must have done well. Our light probably flanked quite well, which is pretty much the light's job, right? And then we just got the team wipe. I noticed that, and I went straight for the cash out. So, you know, listen out for that team wipe bell. Sometimes it's late, so don't rely on it. But if you hear it, just look in the top left. If it's the team you're fighting, then you are pretty much safe, and you can go for that cash out, right? So that's so we got it there, which was good. I opened this vault. I also marked it, so my teammates went off to get vault 3, and now they've both come back here, which is very good because opening both of the vaults gives you 2,000 cash, and now we're both here, so we're all, like, grouped up and together again, which is very good. Yeah, so there's a heavy with a sledgehammer here, and I noticed that, and I'm like, okay, I can keep shooting them here. All they can do is RPG me, and I'll probably fall through the floor, but they can't follow up with anything, so I can probably just take a couple of shots at them with the AKM. Note, I don't go for the kill here. I put the vault into the cash out, because going for the kill here gives you 2,200 cash. Like, not so much, right? Putting this vault into the cash out gives you 2,000, so why which you take 200 cash instead of 2,000. So just go for the cash out, right? There's a heavy here. They were carrying a gas barrel. I tried to shoot him. I shot him a little bit, and then the gas blows up. I don't know what my teammates here. And this is the first time we're going to see this in this match. But a lot of times my teammates are just going to take fights they really, really, really don't need to take, right? So I see a couple of enemies here. I just try and res. I'm probably going to try and run now that the other enemy spots me and they eliminate me. Our light tries to run away. I think they were crouching because they... oh yeah, our teammate coins here as well. This is a bad place to coin. Let your team get wiped there, and then when you respawn, you're going to have plenty of time left on both of the cash outs. Really not much point coining there, because then we're just going to trickle in, right? Like, you're going to have to res the teammate, and then you're going to have to res me as well. Or I'm just going to have to coin as well, which is what I think is going to happen here. And then that's 2 coins gone for the 1 cash out, right? It would have been very okay to get wiped there, because we still would have had plenty of time to come back to one of the cash outs. I realize my teammates aren't going to res me, and my thought process there with that coin is that a teammate has already used their coin, so I might as well use mine to try and make it worthwhile. They've put a coin into this fight. I'm going to put a coin into this fight as well to try and make sure we win. There's no point, like, not coining there. You might as well just try and defend this cash out. There's also no enemy team there. It looks pretty safe, so I coin, and now the fight just kind of reset. Our light is pretty far away here, so I say huddle here, because they're far away from the cash out, right? If someone sneaks in from behind, they're not going to be able to do anything. They're going to, like, be able to steal the cash out before the light gets there with the stun gun. The light's, like, one of the main things for the light is being able to deny the cash out. Now, sure enough, an enemy team comes up behind here, and I think my teammates don't notice it yet. I do mark the enemies, but I think they're just a bit slow to react. Someone's stealing the cash out. I have to try and stop them. I shoot them a little bit. There's some gas that goes off as well. They do stop, luckily. I don't think they needed to stop there. I think if they kept going, they would have got the cash outs. That's poor decisions on the enemy team there. I'm pretty sure they would have been able to get that, and I don't think we would have got it back. But hey, they stopped getting it, and we end up getting that cash out. But if you're defending the cash out, stand close to it. Don't stand like 4 rooms away or like a bunch of meters away. You gotta stand close to the cash out, because our light there was not able to stun the heavy that was stealing the cash out. And if you're a light, that's one of your main jobs. One of your main jobs as a light is to prevent anyone from stealing the cash out with your stun gun or with your glitch grenades and stuff like that. And there's always multiple entrances the enemies can come from, right? This isn't like Tarkov with narrow hallways and only one entrance someone can come from. There's always multiple angles people can get on you. They can come through a wall, they can use a zipline and come above, they can come from loads of different ways. So never assume that they're going to come from like one direction unless you know the spawn, right? And I think that's what my teammates are doing there. I said huddle here, they didn't huddle here. And then, you know, we narrowly won that fight. I think it's a little bit lucky that the enemies didn't steal it, to be honest. So if you're defending a cash out, you gotta stand close to that cash out. So here, there's 1 minute 30 seconds left in the game, and we've got 33,000 cash. So it doesn't... Overtime has already been started because someone put a vault into the cash out. So it doesn't... Oh yeah, no. It does matter if someone puts this vault into this cash out. So we're just trying to defend this. Because if Salmon gets a cash out, they'll be ahead of us, and then if Purple gets that cash out, they'll be very, very close to being ahead of us. All they would need is, like, a couple of kills, and they'd be ahead. So it's just going to be safer to not let this vault go into this cash out. Teammates doing well here not coining, because this would be an atrocious place to coin, right? Unless this vault went into this cash out. But basically, we're just going to defend here, and we're going to try and not let it go into the cash out. And we also don't want to get wiped. I think... Did our teammate coin? Or did they get rezzed? If they coined, it's a bad time to coin. If they got rezzed, fair enough. I'm pretty sure they coined. You know, it's not the worst thing ever. This vault goes into the cash out, but I think that's an unnecessary coin there. I try and get some shots in the person that had the vault. I think they tried to throw it up into the cash out, which is a bad decision from them. They gotta, like, put it into the cash out themselves, because now my teammate and I, we're gonna bring the vault and we're gonna chuck it miles away so that no one else can put this vault into the cash out. So again, kind of a poor choice from the enemy. Maybe they had more time to try and manually put it in, which would have been a lot safer than trying to throw it into the cash out. And they missed the throw, and now the vault's miles away, and now they have to go to the other cash out. And now we're pretty much safe. Unless we get wiped, then we're going to win this match. So I might just skip ahead to the next game, to round 2. So, it's round 2. We're going to open Vault 2, because it's the one that was closest. I opened this vent here, and there's an enemy there. I don't know who's behind me, so I go back through the vent. There's one enemy in front of me, sure, but I don't know if there's one shooting at me in the back as well, so I just come out of the vent. Don't take that 1v1. You don't know what's around you. Just don't take it. It's going to be bad if I die there as well, because then my teammate's going to have to use a defibrillator on me, and you don't really want that to happen. So just don't take that fight, just back out, and then it's another 3v3. It resets the fight, right? We're all alive. One of the enemies are dead, and I think one of us has the vault. The enemies took the vault, and now we're going to get it back. Light's having a little fight here with this medium. I don't know where they went. It turns out they died. Oh no, maybe they didn't die. They didn't get wiped yet. Oh, because that was purple. They're here. I chuck the vault down. I try and take some shots at them here. They are low. I just take a couple of shots, and the vault was already going in this trajectory, so it's perfectly okay to leave the vault there. And then I realize the other team is bringing the vault to that cash out, so I have to go to cash out A, because you don't want to put both of the vaults into the same cash out. So I make a small mistake there. I wasn't really looking at where the enemy team was putting their vault, but there's still not a whole lot of time difference on when the vaults were put in, so it doesn't super matter. I see something blow up. I try and mark it. I chuck a frag grenade down, and then I'm going to chuck another one. Teammate places a nice APS turret. We've got a nice defendable position here. I push a little bit, and then I think something blows me up. I'm on 5 HP, and I take a couple of shots at the heavy because they weren't looking at me, and now I just chill in here for a second, and I'm probably going to wait for health regeneration. Don't fight the enemies when you're low, and when your health regeneration isn't close to coming back. Just don't do it. So I get a pick there. Now here, I'm gonna try and shoot this turret. I should have just got to cover, because again, I didn't know what was around me. So really awful decision for me there. I should have got to cover, had a little look around, and then if it was safe, then I should have taken out the turret. So I shouldn't have done that. I don't 1v1 the turret if there's still other enemies. If it's just the turret, sure, but if there's other enemies that might be there, then don't do that. So I died there, and luckily my teammates were able to finish off the rest of the team, which is good. And now I'll skip to the next fight. We get the previous cash out without any issues. We open the next vault, and we put the next vault into this cash out. Our teammate's very far away here. I'm not too sure why. I think they're just taking like a fight that they really don't need to take. They are super far away. I'm thinking about placing a zipline for them. I'm going to try and destroy this zipline, so it's a little bit harder for any enemies to come up. I place a zipline for the light. They don't see it, so I'm probably just going to destroy it in a second. So again, the enemies can't use it. Like destroying zip lines and jump pads and stuff like that, so the enemies can't get up, is always just going to be a little bit helpful for you. I throw a goo barrel here, and I don't know what movement mystery this is, but I end up falling all the way down, and I don't have a zipline to get back up, and I also can't make that jump. So I now have to find some stairs to go back around. I don't know what goo slide movement trick I did, but I didn't mean to do that, and I fell out the window, and that's just really unfortunate timing, because now is when the enemies start to come. So just very unlucky there. There's a light here though that I'm able to flank accidentally, and then I just defib my teammate. I'm gonna heal my light because my other teammate's not alive yet, so I'm gonna heal them when they are alive. But when they're not, you can heal the other teammate, right? You don't have to stand there for 5 seconds with the healing beam, waiting for them to respawn. You can do other stuff. I try and go around for a flank here. Then I see I get the assist, so there's no point going around for the flank because they're dead, right? I see this person's getting defibbed. I just miss all of my shots. Then there's 2 of them, and I try and run away. I'm not able to. Light gets a pick, which is good. And then I see there's another team coming in behind, and that's why I'm checking the scoreboard. I'm trying to figure out which team that might be, and it's purple. So Light gets another elimination there, pretty good. Both of us are dead, so it's just on the Light. I'm not too sure why they're peeking this corner. You don't want to fight here, you want to grab the totem and res, and that's what they're doing now. I think they were peeking it so they could try and stun someone if they went to defib, which I guess is okay, but I think it's going to be better to just instantly go for the res there. I get defibbed, which is good. And now I'm just looking around, seeing what's the story. We're very close to getting the cash out, so this fight probably doesn't really matter so much. I peeked this corner just to see if there's anyone there. There isn't, and now I'm just going to heal my teammates and make sure we're all happy and healthy and alive. So, you know, I didn't do so much in that fight, but, you know, everything you do in the fight is going to be good for delaying your enemies. That's the entire point of doing everything in this game. Getting team wipes is so that you don't have to deal with the enemies for another 30 seconds. Killing an enemy is so that they can't get the cash out. Everything is about delaying the enemy so they can't get the cash out, right? My teammates just played well. I kind of didn't do a whole lot in that fight, and it is a little bit unfortunate that I fell down because of the, I don't know, goo trick as well. So now, again, we're in the pretty similar situation to what was happening in the last match. Vault 5 is here, Vault 6 is also here. We want to defend these vaults. Now, admittedly, I don't think it matters if these vaults are opened in this game, which I'm not too sure if I've realized that yet or not. But if, like, purple gets one of these vaults and orange gets one of these vaults, they're both going to have, like, 23,000. But that doesn't matter because 34,000 is a lot more than 23,000, right? Now, a way we could lose this game is if both of the vaults are put into the same cash out, and then Salmon overtakes us because, like, they get a couple of kills or something. So that's one small situation, one unlikely situation where we could lose. So you just got to watch out for those. You got to look at all the possibilities, right? So someone has opened this vault. I'd take out a dude there. And purple has opened this vault, and now we're probably just going to try and throw it far away to make sure no one puts it into a cash out. What I maybe should have done here is brought vault 5 to cash out B, because vault 6 is close to A, right? And maybe I could have just put it into cash out B and then just ran away, because, you know, Salmon isn't going to get both of the cash outs. No, but even if they did, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, I should have done that, because then it wouldn't be possible for us to lose, but we can still lose here if both the vaults go into the same cash out, someone else gets it, like orange gets it, and then Salmon overtakes us on kills. That's the situation where we lose. But there's 15 seconds left. Vault 6 is over there. There's not really so much left to worry about. I'm just going to it to make sure no one else, you know, grabs it and tries to do a crazy throw into the cash out. Oh, you know what? There's 1 minute left of the match because overtime was started. So I'm not too sure why my teammate throws this vault over here. I try and grab it, but I miss. But not really so much point in throwing the vault over there. They had it in a nice position, and now I just throw it a little bit further away. What I should have done here was brought the vault further away from the cash out so that it's not possible for the other team to win, but I think maybe in-game I didn't realize that it's possible for the enemies to win here. I'm kind of thinking about what to do. I'm not too sure if I want to go to cash out A, because then maybe we'll get wiped, which is risky. I'm not too sure if I want to defend vault 5, so the enemy team can't win. So I'm just kind of like stumbling around the place, not too sure what to do, and I generally don't want to do that. You always want to be somewhat decisive. I hear a light behind me, so I just throw some goo down so I don't get killed. You don't really want to die here, because if your teammates die as well, you get wiped, and now you're definitely not going to win. So I just try and run for my life, literally, run for my life and for the win. I'm gonna chuck a frag grenade down the stairs because it's like a mini timed explosive. I get a hit with it, I throw another one in case they're also coming up the stairway. I don't see the person to my left here, there's someone shooting me through the doorway, but we do qualify. So, yeah, I think, yeah, anyway, we're on to round 3. I think I'll talk more about, you know, the pointless fights that maybe happen in the next match. I think they'll happen a lot more in the next match, so we'll see. It is round 3. And we're going to Vault 1 because it really looks like it's closer. And then I stay here for like a second and I'm gonna realize there's 2 teams. And then I just jump away. You don't really want to fight 3v3v3s. It's much better to just take the 3v3. So I mark Vault 2. My enemies are still over there though. And I would have said this a lot on the channel at this point. But you know, it's gonna be better to take the wrong fight with your teammates than it is to take the right fight on your own as a solo, right? So you gotta stick with your teammates. It's a team-based objective shooter, right? So I try and take a couple of picks here. Both my teammates are dead. Gonna do a risky defib because I'm not really, like, if we die here, then I know we're gonna go to the right cash out afterwards, which is kind of ideal. A light is still alive. I don't throw there or anything. I don't deliberately die. I try and do a res, but it just doesn't work. But it's not really so bad. Is what I'm trying to say. So now Vault 2 goes into Cash Out B because they had no other team to fight them, right? So Cash Out B is probably going to be quite far ahead of the other vaults. So now we're probably just going to go back to Cash Out B because it's going to be the one that was put in first. But in general, if you see like 2 teams in an area, don't go to that cash out unless you're deliberately trying to third party. Now, teammates mark Vault 1. This is very, very, very bad. They were like very, very good in the last matches with the decision making and with the fights, and now I think we're going to start to see just bad decisions really all around, I think, for this round especially. Don't go to Vault 1 here. Here you go to the cash out that's in. Here you go for the 10,000 cash. You don't go for the 2,000 cash you get for putting this into cash out A, right? There's no point going for this vault. Everyone's gonna third party at it afterwards. It's gonna be much, much harder to defend. Just go 3v3 the people that cash out A. Even as my teammates healing me here, I'm trying to like back away so they'll keep healing me, and maybe they'll follow me to cash out A. But teammates just aren't listening, so I just kind of give up on it. And I'm gonna like try and put Vault 1 into cash out A. I might as well try and get that 2,000 cash, might as well try and get it started. Because the sooner you put it in, like, the less chance there is of someone third-partying it, I would say. But it's like very, very, very far behind Cachet A. I try marking Cachet A one last time, so we'll like fight at that. And then if we fail, we can still fall back on A. And now my teammates want to go to Cachet A, I think. Do they? Yeah, I think so. I think they're just taking another pointless fight here. Like, there's 3 oranges here. There's 2 of them. I joined the fight as well. It's a 3v3, nowhere near an objective. Why would you take this fight? I try and heal my teammate. I try and keep them alive. I die. And now it's just a 3v2 again, which is what it was before I came to the fight. Like, why are you taking this fight? What's the point? Why not just defend Cachet C or go to Cachet A? There's no point doing this, right? A lot of the finals just comes down to game sense. In other games, like, let's take Overwatch, for example. There's only one objective, so there's only so much game sense has to do with it, you know? Like, to do with the objectives. In the finals, game sense matters so much. And also, there's only 2 teams in the Overwatch, so it's, like, a lot simpler. A lot of other FPS games are a lot simpler. The finals is pretty complex with how you win games and with the cash mechanics and all of that, right? So you gotta think a little bit more. So there's not enough time to go to the Cachet that was put in first. Now it's probably Cachet B. I was saying Cachet A the whole time, but this is Cachet A. So the other Cachet elapses, and now we have to try Cachet A. But there's definitely going to be other teams that are like going to be looking at this from afar at least. I try and fight this flamethrower dude. They get me with a bit of fire. I just back out a little bit because I'm trying to stay out of the range, right? Healing my teammates, but they aren't actually low. Flamethrower. Oh no, it's a medium. I take them out. And now I'm just shooting at the mesh shield. Generally, if there's a heavy that's backing up, they're probably low. You can always try and shoot at the mesh shield to destroy it. I just follow up and I do eliminate them. Now light goes for the Cachet and I'm going to defib. And I'm just going to heal them to make sure they don't get killed. I probably should have been standing in front of them here as well. And miraculously, we get this cash out, right? I don't know how we got this. We really didn't deserve to, but we got this cash out. Just really poor decisions from the teammates there, taking fights they didn't need to take, and also, like, just playing nowhere near an objective, which is, like, #1 thing you don't want to do. Don't play not by the objective, you know? But we get the cash out, so it all turns out okay, and we're in first place somehow, which is kind of funny. But I get the full. I'm like, I'm not engaging in this again. I'm gonna bring this full. I'm gonna put it into the cash out. Don't wanna do this rodeo again, right? So I'm just gonna take this and probably chuck a zipline up at some point here, and I'm just gonna try and put it into the cash out first, because then there's gonna be no confusion about where we're gonna go, right? At least there shouldn't be. But I put this into Cachet D. Teammates are far away. They're both low. I'm probably going to try marking stuff. I mark my zipline. I mark the cash out. And they're just fighting. Like, our light has invisibility. One of, like, the best specializations for just getting out of situations. They're 100% going to be able to just come to us, right? There's no way they can't get out of that fight. The medium, it might be a little bit more tricky, but they can probably just still find a way around, right? Now, both my teammates are dead, and that's not good. I destroyed the zipline, so it's going to take the enemies a little bit longer to get here, and now I have to go res. I don't really... Well, this is actually... Is this round 3? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can't let my teammates coin, because I don't think they have many coins, so I actually want to go res them. I think they coined a couple times in the previous round, so I don't want to let them coin here. And also, the coins are bugged right now. It's really hard to tell how many coins your teammates have. Otherwise, I would just check and then decide. But right now, the coins are just simply bugged. Like, if you open the tab, it doesn't show the right number of coins, and also, like, how many revives you have and how many coins you have also mix up as well. Just a really weird bug for it right now. But sometimes I'll check the scoreboard and it will say I've got like 11 coins because I've had 11 revives or something like that. So both my teammates are up. We still have this cash out, but we're probably going to lose it soon. I see that person over there. I could have followed up. They might have been low because they immediately went around the corner instead of trying to fight, but you gotta play the objective, right? So I'm trying to run back up to the objective. There's that medium from before. I'm probably gonna get shot by someone else now, I think. I try and, like, go around, and I think it's orange and salmon here. By the way, if anyone from Embark is watching this, you gotta change those team colors. Like, pink and salmon look very similar, and also salmon and orange look very similar, and all of them are in this match, right? Which is quite annoying. And also pink and purple is super similar as well. Like, what's wrong with green or gray or something like that, you know? Anyway, not much time left on this cash out. I'm gonna try and just go straight for it here, probably. That's what I should be doing anyway. I try and take out this heavy first. I see they drop down. And now there's a flamethrower person as well. If I went for it here, I'd just die. And now I realize there's no time left on it, and I think I actually run over the flames that's on the floor, and so I just die. So we just get eliminated there. And that kind of boils down to me going away to rest my teammates. If the coins weren't bugged, then I could have checked how many they had. Like it says on that scoreboard there, I've got 4 coins, but I only have 3, so it is just bugged, right? Anyway, there's one light here, and they're probably going to try and res. There's 1 minute, 22 seconds left in the game. We are in second place, which is really weird, because like we definitely shouldn't be qualifying this game. We've only got 1 cash out. Why are we in second place? I genuinely don't know. I can't figure it out right now. Anyway, maybe it's because only so many volts were put in? I'm not so sure. Anyway, if one of these volts is put into one of these cash outs, we have to go and get that, because otherwise we're going to lose. And if 2 of them are put in, then we just have to get 1 of them, right? Yeah, as long as we get 1 of these volts, we should win. So that's what we have to do. I mark cash out C. I think I want to go get Vault 6 and put Vault 6 into cash out C. There might have been a different reason. Maybe there was some enemy team fighting at the one closest to us. I'm not so sure. But I do mark where I'm going, and I think one teammate's coming with me. I think the light's coming as well. I think we're all going to cash out C here. Oh, I'm trying to defend it. I think I'm going to try and defend this cash out. I think that's what's happening. Because I think both of the vaults are going to this one, because cash out D was further away, right? So getting a little bit of lag here, but that's okay. Gonna try and take some shots at this enemy, gonna try some frag grenades, and I'm just gonna not let them put this vault in, because then we have to do a whole nother fight here, and that's just a whole lot of risk, right? I see them coming through this way. You gotta aim for this person, you gotta get the vault, you gotta chuck the vault away, and now we win. So that tiny focusing on the person with the vault and killing that one person and then throwing the vault away, that's what's gonna win you those last second fights. So I throw the vault away, and now it's gonna be the final round. Again, the coins are bugged. We don't all have 3 coins because my teammates coined before, so I don't know why it says that. And I also don't have 4 coins because I only have 3, so I don't know why it says that either. So I don't know what's wrong with the coins, but they are bugged. Anyway, on to the final round. Right, here we are. It's the final round, the final showdown. The finals, if you will. And we're just going to go to Vault 1. It's the only objective that you can go to. I make a zipline. I get super jump here. I didn't think that would happen. I think that's because of the zipline momentum, so I wasn't expecting that. I went like too far ahead. And now I'm just in a bad position. Like both of my teammates are kind of together, and I'm far away. I tried just going to the objective, right? But I'm kind of caught in a bad position here. My light's over there. I see some enemies going to my light. Try and get some shots off. My light's kind of with me now. I can probably try and heal them in a second after I reload. But I fall back down. I'm going to have my zipline in a second, so I'm going to have a way back up. So generally, if you fall down somewhere, it's going to be good to like have a way back up, especially if you're medium. Like have the jump pad ready or have the zipline ready. You don't really want to fall down and then be caught in a bad place and not have any option for mobility. Here, you can fight. It's the final round. The rules are different. Here, you can fight. Normally, I just say, get the vault, put the vault onto the cash out. Here, you fight. I see these enemies down here kind of clumped together. I figure it's a good time to take some shots. Gonna chuck some frags in case that does anything. I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure I see someone here, so I'm just looking around for where they are. And I checked the scoreboard. There's 1 enemy left, so if I got this kill now, that would be a very, very good time to wipe the enemy team. And if I die, I can just coin. And then I see their legs through this thing, and they can't do so much really. And we win that fight, and now we're going to, one of my teammates has the vault, and they're just going to put it into the cash out, which is good. So teammates just did well there. I got a couple of bits of damage here and there, and then I got a couple of kills as well. And if you think you see someone in this game, you probably see someone. Yeah, so just like if you think you see someone, just have a look around. Maybe look in little sneaky spots and something like that, and make sure you listen out for the audio as well. The audio isn't fantastic, but it's definitely there. So now we're just waiting for the enemy team's return. We've got a nice little box here that we're staying on top of. I think the enemies are going to notice that we're up here though, because the APS turret is quite large, right? It has quite a large AoE. So I think the enemies just know that we're up here, or they just saw us from over there actually. I try and chuck some frag grenades. Their cooldown's quite fast, so it's not the worst if you miss or anything. I get a hit on one of them, I think. And I dropped down just a little bit far away from the cash out here, but I'm not too sure where the enemies are. I tried making a zipline up there, and then I decided I actually don't want to use my zipline just yet. I throw some gas by the cash out. Yeah, this isn't a bad... Yeah, a light dies here. I think they go and try and 1v1 a heavy. And as a light, you want to flank. You don't want to 1v1, you want to flank, right? You want to shoot at the enemies when they're already distracted. You don't want to go and stun them and try and take out a heavy using a flamethrower. It's not going to be the best decision. Then the light dies, I try and res, but at that point it's just a 3v2 and it's not going to be so fantastic. I also maybe shouldn't have gone straight for the defib. I should have like tried to get to cover and gone round and res my light after and then gone to res my other teammate. So really not very smart for me there either. I should have not done what I did. I should have like gone round, took some cover, and then res them after, and now we aren't going to get that cash out. So bad for me, for sure, just poor decision making. And also, as a light, try and not 1v1. And also, maybe I should have been closer to my other teammates there. Like, one teammate was by the cash out, and then light was behind me, and I was like quite far away from the teammate at the cash out. So, not very together there either. Here I simply get killed by gas that I did not see. Like, there's no visual effect for that gas there. There were gas mines, but there was no gas, so that was just unlucky. But there was really nothing we could have done there anyway. Like, we wouldn't have been able to get that cash out, so it doesn't really matter. So we get wiped again. We lost the first cash out, and now we're going to skip to the next fight. So we're running to the next vault, which the enemy team have opened. Gonna take a zipline across, and we're just gonna try and get a little bit closer. I'm not too sure why I'm far away here, because I skipped ahead to when the audio track on the editor made noises, because that's when the fight's happening. I'm not too sure why my teammates are ahead, but it's not such a big deal. I probably messed up a zipline or something at some point. So I'm just taking some shots at some enemies. I try and keep my distance from the flamethrower dude, because that's only got so much range, right? I stay far away from that hole as well, the hole in the roof, in case they drop down. They didn't. Now I'm going to try and res my teammate, try and heal my teammate. If you have a teammate with a healing beam, go to them when you need health. You don't need to run away for health regeneration. You can just let them heal you, right? And here I'm like, okay, one teammate's dead. It's a 3v2. I don't want to take a 3v2. I want to go put this vault into the objective, and my teammates probably have a coin left, so I'll put this into the objective. They can coin. I don't know how many coins they have because it is bugged. But I'm pretty, like, just in my head, I kind of know that they've probably got 1 or 2 left over. So I'm very okay with not resing them here. In general, you don't really want to go out if you're ready to res here. Light coins, which is good. And now if you survive for 18 seconds, then our other teammate can coin as well. I'm using all the barrels and stuff that I have to try and fortify this area a little bit. Just as much as we can. I see a dome shield, I destroy the dome shield. They don't have that much health, right? You can destroy them pretty easily. So yeah, I just do that. I throw a frag grenade here, just a bad frag. I thought that was going to be like an entrance to that room, but it simply wasn't, so that was just poor for me. Light stuns the flamethrower. I try and take them out. I get them super low, but they start getting healed. So, you know, their medium does quite well. They basically save the heavy's life there. Light does well to stun them, but unfortunately the healing beam is just quite powerful, so enemies countered that quite well. Gonna chuck another frag grenade in there just to see if they're still in there. I think they are. I think I just missed those, which isn't great. But in general, you want to use the frag grenades as much as you can, because they have quite a fast cooldown, right? I just shoot at nothing there for a couple seconds. I get some hits. 2 more dome shields happen here. I just destroy them. Now they're on cooldown again. And we're all kind of pushing in here a little bit. I'm going to try and, like, ricochet a frag grenade off the wall to see if I can get anything to happen. I can. I assume they're low here, so I try and hop in. I get the heavy super low. I'm pretty sure the other teammates were low as well. The other enemies were low as well. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed in, but in my defense, everyone was low, so it kind of made sense to try and finish them off there. If my teammates went in with me, that might have been good, but they're also playing very okay up here. They've got a nice position. They've taken out some of the enemies. I'm going to get defib, so my teammates do well here as well. And like keeping the high ground is always going to be pretty good. I made a kind of risky decision, and my teammates played it safe, and that's going to be good. So all I have to do here is let my teammate get the cash out, just defend it from the heavy. I get blown up by some mines. They activated sooner than I thought they would. Yeah, that makes sense. And then they blow me up, but my teammate does well. They just res, they don't panic, and they don't try and 1v1 the heavy or anything, and then we get the cash out. So, you know, nice play from my teammates. I made a bit of a risky play. I get defibbed, and then it's all going to be okay. Check out the heavy. Someone coined, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to res, and then we're going to have one final showdown at this next cash out. So I've just put the vault into the cash out, and I'm just going to use some goo to try and block off whatever I can. I think I hear some shooting at some point, and then I'm probably going to be like, hey, why don't we all go back to the cash out room instead of fighting up here, which is just a little bit more sketchy because it's got less cover, right? I marked the cash out, and then I'm probably going to mark this room. I want to close this door and then throw some goo to make it harder for the enemies to come in. Light's kind of a little bit far away there, I would say, but that's okay. I just decided to use the goo over here instead, and now the light comes in and I close the door. So it's always good to use whatever barrels you have. I see someone come through that door, and then I get a nice position up here. There's a hole in the roof, so I use that to my advantage. Chuck some nades in. They're probably going to do lots of damage. I get low here. Don't keep shooting. Get to cover. Why would you die there, right? A lot of people just go for the 1v1 there. Don't do that. Just go back to cover. And I've got like a very, very nice position there. I can do some damage in there. I get healed, which is great. Nice healing time. Teammate's APS turret does something. I see someone out here, then I see someone out there. I so nearly killed them, but some fire damage on my own goo that I placed myself eliminates me from the heavy flamethrower, so just a little bit unlucky. Teammate does well to get that kill, but they also die. Now it is a 2v1. Here you gotta res. This is where you res your teammates. This is where you don't... That's like one of the worst decisions there. You gotta res. There's a decent amount of time left on the cash out. If we get wiped, we're not gonna have time to go back and have a fight there. But if they res there, then you would have time. You don't need to rush that. Like, yes, the enemies are stealing the cash out. Yes, they'll have the advantage. Yes, it's a scary situation, but you gotta go revive there, because now we spawn quite far away. We don't have that much time. The, like, end of game music is kicking in. I try and do, like, a Hail Mary zipline. I get blown up by some mines. And here, like, you gotta try and go for the cash out, but also all of the enemy team is alive. So there's also, like, not much point. Our light doesn't really know what to do, which is fair enough, because you like, can't do anything in that situation, right? So yeah, I'm showing this game because just, like, it's just game sense, you know? There's poor decision. Like, very, very rarely is it that you will lose a game of the finals because the other team had better aim. You're gonna lose games in the finals, unless they're cheating. But you're gonna lose games in the finals because, like, you make poor decisions, right? Or you don't play well together as a team and stuff like that. And this game highlights it quite well, I think. Especially in round 3. Round 3 was a weird round because my teammates played, like, super well for the first 2 rounds, I think. Maybe there was, like, some coining here and there, but that's kind of okay because we still qualified. But I think the 3rd round was weird, and then that last fight there, you don't fight the enemy team that, like, yes, you've got glitch grenades, yes, you've got the stun gun, but you don't need to use them there, right? You gotta go res, you gotta pick us all up, and then we gotta try and, like, get the cash out back together, because if you get wiped, there's just simply not going to be so much time. But yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.